What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Dylan the Villain coming back at you once again with some Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. It is Monday, week 4 of April 97. We are the night after WWF Backlash. For those of y'all not watched the pay-per-view, go watch the pay-per-view. It's an awesome pay-per-view. Pulled some awesome ratings. Awesome storytelling going on. In my opinion, I mean, I'm the one booking it. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and start Monday Night Raw. In a terrible pre-show match, Rikishi defeated Adam Bomb in 8-27 by pinfall. The match got a 53, 51 and 51 between both men. Not bad at all. We're going to move on to the next segment. In an abysmal pre-show match, Edge and Christian defeat the Job Squad in 13-10 when Edge pinned Al Snow with a missile dropkick. Edge with a 39. Christian did better with a 41. Bob Holly with a 44. Al Snow with a 47. Christian Cage and Edge showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Announcer Quality gave the match a boost. Color Commentary gave the match a boost. Edge is getting better at his gimmick. But after the match, it seems like the Job Squad, Bob Holly, frustrated that he keeps losing. You know, they're jobbers, you know, but he's frustrated that he keeps losing. And he shoves Al Snow. And they start yelling and screaming at each other while they walk back up to the ramp. Is this a sign that these two men are starting to go their different ways? We don't know. We will find out. We're going to see where this goes. But they start arguing all the way back up the ramp. Segment got a 39. Neither man have star power to argue and fight that long. But the announcer quality gave the match a boost. And we're going to go ahead and start Monday Night Raw. 95, not bad. In the opening segment, we do not get any hype package of what's going on tonight. You see the men in the shown here. We start the show, and it is Shane McMahon, and he's holding like a little duffel bag type thing, you know. And Paul White is standing next to him, and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, last night was an historic night here in the World Wrestling Federation. We had one of the best main events that this company has ever seen when Bret Hart took on Steve Austin. And without further ado, I would like to introduce to you your new World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion, Bret the Hitman Hart." And Bret Hart's music plays, and he comes out, and he has Owen by his side, and the crowd's not too happy, you know, that Bret Hart won. He beat Steve Austin clean, but the crowd just doesn't seem too happy to see Bret the Hitman Hart win this matchup. The fans were really behind Steve Austin in this matchup at the pay-per-view, but Bret Hart ended up pulling off the victory once again. Bret Hart makes his way into the ring, and Shane goes, "Bret, you overcame the odds once again by beating Steve Austin. And it is my honor and privilege to present you the brand new World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship." And Shane McMahon opens up the case, and he pulls out the title, and it is the Attitude Era belt that everybody loves so much. The Wing Eagle belt was destroyed by Vader. So Shane McMahon is presenting a new World Heavyweight title, and he hands it to Bret Hart. And he goes, "Bret, do you have anything to say?" Bret goes, "Do I have anything to say? Shane, I believe I have a lot to say. You see, the last couple of months I've been dealing with the nuisance, calling me out, humiliating me and my family name, week after week after week after week. And finally I got rid of that problem last night. And I stand here, your new World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion. And not only is it a privilege, but it is an honor. Because I am going to bring in a new era here in the World Wrestling Federation. You see, for months now, Shane, no disrespect, but your dad has been letting this beer drinking, cussing redneck on TV, flipping off people, flipping off children in the front row, and that's just not what I stand for. I don't deal with Austin's bad attitude. I don't like his morals. I don't like the things that he stands for, and quite honestly, I'm glad that I end up winning that match, because you don't want somebody like that as your top dog of your company. You don't want somebody like Steve Austin, somebody who drinks and cusses. You want somebody with morals like myself. So not only is it an honor and a privilege for me, but to you fans and the fans watching at home, it's an honor and a privilege that I am your new World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion. You should be thankful that I am here, that I put it in to an era that nobody wants to see. Nobody wants to see half-naked women on TV. Nobody wants to see violence and mayhem. Nobody wants to see blood and gore. Everybody wants to see good, old-fashioned professional wrestling, and that's what I'm here for. And the crowd kind of boos, you know. The crowd's like, boo! We want to see boobies! Fuck this guy! Boo! You know, and Brett kind of looks around and he kind of chuckles and he's like, I would expect that from Rosemount Horizon Arena, and the crowd just boos, you know, a cheap pop boo, you know, I mean, cheap heat, you know, the crowd's just booing him and everything like that. He's just like, you know what? I have nothing else to say. And Shane goes, well, that was some very strong words, Brett. But I would like to address a few things before you leave the ring. I would like to, and all of a sudden Stone Cold's music hits and Steve Austin just runs out. You know, he doesn't even hesitate. He doesn't even do his cocky little swagger walk to the ring. He just bolts in the ring and he jumps on Bret Hart and he just starts beating him. And Shane's like, what the hell? He tries to get Austin. Austin gives him Shane McMahon a stunner. Shane McMahon rolls out of the ring. Big Show Paul White tries to grab him. Austin hits him with a stunner. Everything. Security starts running in the ring. Owen tries to grab him. He hits Owen with a stunner. Everything. Everybody's laid out. Stone Cold standing there. Security comes in. As the police officers storm the ring, Stone Cold jumps out of the ring, jumps in the crowd, and he runs off. He runs up to the stands. He shoots his two middle fingers up in the air. He flips off Bret Hart and everything. You know, he shoots the bird at Bret Hart. And he runs from the cops and all that stuff. And as all that commotion's going on and has everything died down, you know, everybody's starting to come to and everything. Everybody's starting to get back up. And the announcers, Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler, are like, what the hell just happened? Steve Austin just came out here to attack Bret Hart for no reason. You know, the King and Jim Ross was like, oh, you know, Stone Cold, he makes his own rules. He doesn't give a damn. You know, he feels like Bret Hart screwed him once again out of the World Wrestling Federation title. That was Stone Cold's night. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, after all that's going down, all of a sudden, the lights go out and lightning hits the ring and it comes back on and Sting and The Undertaker are standing in the ring. And Shane McMahon's outside the ring and Paul White's in the ring. And Bret Hart's in the middle of the ring, laying down. You know, he's in the corner and the title's laying in the middle of the ring. And Sting then walks over to the WWF, the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight title, and he picks it up and he looks at it and he laughs. And then he throws it down at Bret Hart's feet. And then he looks at The Undertaker, and then The Undertaker rolls his eyes in the back of his head. And Owen goes to get up, you know, and he sees Sting and The Undertaker, and Owen's like, fuck all that. Forget all that. And he rolls out of the ring and he hightails it. And he leaves Bret in the ring by himself, and Bret's kind of just sitting in the corner. And then Sting has his bat and he points at Bret Hart. And then Bret kind of like, oh crap. And The Undertaker starts walking towards Bret, and Bret rolls out of the ring and he hightails it too. You know? And Sting stands there. He doesn't have no facial expression or anything like that. And then he puts his bat back on his shoulder, and then The Undertaker does his signature pose to Sting, and then lightning hits the ring, and then the lights go out and they come back on, and nobody's in the ring. And the announcers are like, what the hell was that all about? and blah blah blah. You know, what the hell was that all about? And I don't know what that was about, but that was a strong message sent by Sting and the Undertaker. But that's our opening segment. It got a 95. Hopefully I explained what's going on pretty good. I'm kind of freelancing it. Most of the time I write a script, but I'm kind of shooting it from the hip on this episode. So hopefully I'll understand what's going on. If not, let me know. But yeah, the segment got a 95. It advances Dark Days storyline, USA versus Canada storyline advances, and Bad Attitude segment has started. Steve Austin looked great. Bret Hart looked good. Steve Austin clearly enjoyed going out with a script, announcing quality. Bret Hart catchphrase, Stone Cold sketchphrase, and the crowd loves him. So we move on to our next segment. And it is our opening contest in an abysmal match. APA defeat the Headbangers in 1811 when Bradshaw pinned Mosh. Farouk carried the match, like always. Thrasher with a 39, Mosh with a 37, Farouk with a 71, and Bradshaw with a 39. I believe Bradshaw is starting to get a little bit more pop. Not as fast as I want him to, but he's getting there. Mosh and Thrasher have the tag team specialist bonus. Match quality gave match boost. Farouk looked good. Segment got a 58. Could have did better, but could have done better. But what can I ask for? We move on to the next segment. And it is a match, a good match, a 66, not bad. Jeff Jarrett defeats Ahmed Johnson in 7:39 by pinfall. Jeff Jarrett with a 76, not bad, and Ahmed Johnson with a 73. Jeff Jarrett and Ahmed Johnson have great chemistry, and it showed in their performance. That is good to know. I believe I already knew that. And the announcing quality gave the match a boost. Match got a 66. I'm pretty sure because it's not associated with storylines. My fans love storylines. If it's not a match dealing with a storyline, it kind of gets penalized. But we're going to move on to the next one. A 59. That did not do as good as I want to. After the match, Jeff Jarrett's walking in the back. And Michael Cole stops him and goes, Jeff, may I have a minute? Jeff goes, what do you want, slapnuts? I don't got all day. And he goes, well, I mean, your actions at the pay-per-view were shocking, to say the least. I mean, a lot of fans are still questioning, why did you turn your back on Shane Helms in the middle of y'all's tag team? You were tag team champions. He's like, I told you once before, slapnuts. All right? You pencil neck geek. I done told you. Them tag team championships are beneath me. You see, I feel like I'm the chosen one here in the World Wrestling Federation. I was handpicked. I'm chosen by not only Shane McMahon, not Vince McMahon, but Linda McMahon. Linda McMahon hired me back before her untimely passing. Her untimed passing. God rest her soul. But she handpicked me to come back and lead a new era here in the World Wrestling Federation. I'm the chosen one. Them tag team titles are beneath me. My eyes are set on a bigger prize and a bigger goal. Michael Cole goes, well, what prize and goal is that? Jeff Jarrett laughs and goes, are you stupid or something? In the next coming months, the King of the Ring tournament is going to start. And I hereby officially put myself in the King of the Ring tournament. And not only am I going to win the King of the Ring tournament, but once I win the King of the Ring tournament, I'm going to go on to SummerSlam, and I'm going to win that World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship. I don't care who it is. Bret Hart, Steve Austin, Owen Hart, Undertaker, Sting. Hell, I don't care who wins the championship, because they're going to feel the stroke, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, new champion. Guaranteed. Michael Cole's like, wow, that's some strong words you got there, Jeff. Jeff's like, whatever. Segment got a 59. Jeff Jarrett came across well. Michael Cole sucks. Announcing quality lifted the segment, and color commentary gave the match a boost, like always. We're going to move on to the next segment, which I believe is another promo. And it got 100. Holy crap. I didn't think it was going to do 100. Cactus Jack, ladies and gentlemen, talking on that microphone. So, we see Shane Helms in his office, and he's holding his neck. He's like, oh, God. Oh, man. What the hell? And all of a sudden, Cactus Jack walks in. And he goes, Shane, I'm glad I found you. Last night, and Shane goes, don't worry, Jack. I'm already on it. Are you Cactus Jack? And Cactus Jack looks at him and goes, what do you mean by that? He goes, well, never mind. Don't worry about it. I just want to make sure I'm talking to the right person here. Cactus Jack kind of looks around. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Shane goes, I already took care of it. I already know that you want a match with Raven, right? Cactus Jack's like, yes, that's why I came in here. Shane goes, well, unfortunately, I can't give you that match. Cactus Jack's like, what? He's like, well, technically speaking, Raven is not a signed wrestler to the World Wrestling Federation. I didn't sign him, and I'm sure Pops didn't sign him. And Cactus Jack's like, well, then why is he here? Shane's like, that's the same question I'm wondering. Everybody just seems to be popping up out of nowhere trying to make a statement here. I don't know where Raven came from. I don't even know why he's here. He's with our partners, ECW. Last time I heard, he was champion over there. And Mick was like, well, he's not champion anymore. My good friend Mikey won the title. Shane's like, oh, well, that's good to hear. But back to the matter at hand. I can't give you a match with Raven. But what I can give you is a match with Jeff and Matt Hardy. And Cactus Jack stands there for a minute and goes, okay. Shane goes, yes, I can give you a match with them. And Mick's like, is it a tag team match? Who's my partner? Shane goes, well, see, that's the thing. I can't find anybody in the back who's willing to team with you since you're a little unorthodox, to say the least. So tonight, it's going to be a handicap match. Cactus Jack's like, I don't care. I don't care if it's one-on-one with the Hardys. I don't care if it's a handicap match, right? I just want to get my hands on them. They want to attack me and make me look like a fool. I'm about to show these young boys what a fool really is. Shane's like, well, you got your match, man. So tonight, we're going to see Cactus Jack versus the Hardy Boys in a handicap match. Segment got 100. Yeah, Cactus Jack, real star, looking superb. Had the crowd in his hand, match quality, same old segment. 100. Bam, let's go. This is in a bout that had superb wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Lance Storm is the new #1 contender, and he is facing Rey Mysterio tonight. And Rey Mysterio defeats Lance Storm by pinfall in 8:06 with a springboard hurricanrana. Rey Mysterio Jr. makes defense number 3 of the WWF Light Heavyweight title. Rey Mysterio Jr. with a 75. Lance Storm with a 48. Lance Storm slowly getting that pop. Announcing quality lifted the match, and color commentary gave the match a boost. The segment got a 68. We're going to move on to the next segment. So Rey Mysterio once again successfully defending his light heavyweight title. And we go on to the handicap match. In a good match, Cactus Jack defeat the Hardy Boys in a handicap match when Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy was disqualified when Raven came in and attacked Cactus Jack with a barbed wire baseball bat. Cactus Jack carried the match. Cactus Jack with a 96, Matt and Jeff with a 64 and a 67. Send your people to ECW for a while, ladies and gentlemen. Their popularity will go through the roof, let me tell you. Jeff and Matt Hardy showed excellent tag team chemistry, and they had the tag team specialist bonus. Cactus Jack benefited from an amazing form. I'm pretty sure all of y'all seen this one coming. Y'all pretty much was just like, yeah, Raven's going to run in and do something. And that's what happened. He ran in and attacked Cactus Jack with a barbed wire baseball bat. And he's holding it. And he has the Hardy Boys hold Cactus Jack down. And he's standing over the top of him. And he's taking the barbed wire and he's rubbing it in Mick Foley's head. And blood's just going everywhere. You know, and Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler are apologizing for the amount of blood that's being spilled. I mean, it's a lot of blood being spilled. And then after Raven cuts Cactus Jack's head open, he drops him And the Hardys stand there and they do the Raven pose as Raven picks up the bet. And all of a sudden, you hear like a country twang music just hit in the arena. And apparently all the fans know who it is. And the fans go crazy. And then you see his name. It's good old Terry Funk from ECW. Terry Funk from ECW comes and runs out and saves Cactus Jack. He has debuted his legend gimmick, and it got poor. I don't know why it got poor. That's terrible. I don't know what's going on with these gimmicks. Some of these gimmicks are hit and miss, I'm telling you. The King of Hardcore storyline advances. Terry Funk debuted in the World Wrestling Federation, and it got poor. Cactus Jack looked great and did masterful. Terry Funk runs out, and he has like a 2x4, and he runs off Raven and the Hardy Boys, and he's swinging it and everything like that. And he helps Cactus Jack to his feet. And Cactus Jack's shocked to see Terry Funk. Cactus Jack and Terry Funk used to be bitter rivals in Japan in deathmatch wrestling. And Cactus Jack kind of took him back in surprise to see Terry Funk run out there and help him out. Stegman got a 95. I mean, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. We move on to the next segment, which I believe it is a storyline promo. That is correct. 98. Okay. So, we see The Rock. He's backstage. Oh, he's just backstage hanging out. Stephanie McMahon walks up to him. And I goes, "Hey, Rock, how's it going?" Rock, he looked at Stephanie and he goes, "Hey, Steph, how's it going?" For those of y'all who don't know, The Rock and Stephanie McMahon's been kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say dating, but like, he took her out on dates and treated her nice, was complete gentleman the whole time. I wouldn't necessarily say that they're dating, but they've been going out on dates and getting to know each other a little bit more. And Stephanie goes, "Rock, I'm sorry about last night." Rock goes, "Nah, Steph, don't say anything more. It's in the past. It is what it is." Stephanie goes, "Well, I felt really bad. I know that you were really looking forward to becoming the new Intercontinental Champion. And honestly, I was kind of looking forward to you taking the title off of that nasty, degenerate Triple H." Rock kind of chuckles. He goes, "Yeah, me too. I can't stand the guy either." Stephanie goes, "I know, right? He's big nose. I thinks he's better, pompous ass. I don't even know." And The Rock starts laughing. They're giggling, they're laughing, they're talking. All of a sudden, Chris Jericho walks up. Chris Jericho's all banged up, from the ladder match. He came out there last minute in the ladder match. And he's all banged up. And he goes, "Look here. Out of my way, ass clown." And he pushes The Rock out of his way. And he goes, "Hey, pretty mama, why don't you ditch this loser who can't even win a match and get with a real champion?" And Stephanie goes, "A real champion?" Jericho goes, "Yeah, I'm the Ayatollah of rock and roller, and I'm going to rock and roll your world tonight." Stephanie goes, "Do you know who you're talking to?" And he goes, "Excuse me, little lady. Do you know who you're talking to? You're talking to the best in the world, Chris Jericho." And all of a sudden, The Rock just pushes him back, and he takes his shades down, and he gives up the eyebrow. Jericho goes, "Oh, it's you again." Rock goes, he just looks at him. He goes, "Look, I already beat you once before, Junior. So why don't you step in the back of the line? I'm trying to talk to this lovely lady here." And The Rock goes, "The last time I checked, the lovely lady didn't want anything to do with you, from what I heard." Jericho goes, "Oh yeah?" And she's like, "Yeah, I really don't want to talk to you. I was kind of in the middle of a conversation with The Rock." And Jericho puts his hand up to her face and was like, I'm not talking to you, like, shut your mouth." And The Rock, he starts getting mad, and Jericho goes like, "Well, I tell you what, Rocky boy, if you think you can get in the ring and beat me, which you can't do on your best of days, and you can't even do when I'm on my worst of days," he's like, "why don't we settle our differences in the ring tonight?" The Rock's like, yeah, I got some built-up frustration that I would love to take out on somebody like you. Stephanie goes, hold on now, hold on. You guys, y'all just can't be booking y'all's own match. And Jericho's like, you're Shane's little sister, right? She's like, yeah. He's like, hell, Vince is in the hospital. You have just as much power as Shane does. And she's like, I'm not really. And he goes, look, just book the match, okay? So I could beat this ass clown up and take you out to somewhere real nice. What do you say about Burger King? And she's like, Burger King? And The Rock's just like, you know what? Fine. We don't need Shane booking matches, even if he's the commissioner or whatever the hell he is. We don't need him booking matches. Stephanie, just say the word, and I'll whoop this ass clown. I'll whoop this candy-ass jabroni right now. Stephanie's like, well, as much as I would love to see you put your boot up his ass, excuse my language, I have no power of making matches, but I believe Shane will. I can go talk to Shane, and I'm pretty sure I can convince him to book the match. And Jericho goes, all right then, it's on, Junior. Tonight, see you in the ring. The Rock's like, he just kind of gives him a look. And Jericho walks off the screen. The Rock did wonderful going out without a script. Announced the quality, and Rock benefited from having a new catchphrase. Three's Company storyline advance, and it gained heat. What a 98. I'm pretty fucking sure it did. Alright, we're going to move on to the next segment, which I believe is another promo. Oh boy, I should have looked at the card before this because I wanted to do a certain thing. I'm pretty sure it's this. It is, and that got a 98. Holy shit. Alright, knowing who to give the microphone to is always good stuff. So, Owen Hart's in the ring, and he's just like, I was informed tonight that I have a mystery opponent. You know, the typical, I have a mystery opponent. Who is it? Who's it going to be? And all of a sudden you hear, and all of a sudden it's Kurt Angle. And he comes out, and Kurt Angle all smiles. He's waving at the crowd. And the crowd's kind of like, okay, look at this guy. Like, Kurt Angle's just way too enthusiastic. And he looks happy, and Owen's like, who the hell is this guy? And Owen grabs the mic. He still has the mic in his hand, and he's just like, who the hell are you? And better yet, nobody cares who the hell you are. You. I've been watching your little promos and how you're an Olympic gold medalist, and how you won the 1996 freestyle wrestling with a broken neck, yada yada yada. Well, I tell you what, I'm pretty good at breaking people's necks, so why don't I break yours tonight? He's like, you want a match? Whatever the hell your name is, you're on. So they start going. And Owen puts him in. They tie up. And then Kurt, boom, slams him down. Slams him right down. And Owen's like, oh, wow, this guy can wrestle. And he's looking at the referee, and he scratches his head. He's like, hold on. And Kurt Angle's just standing there, and he taunts to the crowd. He's all smiles and everything like that. Like the picture that you see, like he's all happy. And, yeah, I just slammed him, And then they tie up again. And then Owen gets behind him. And then Kurt Angle reverses it. And bam, big German suplex. And Owen Hart rolls out of the ring. And he's like, what the hell? And then he gets back in the ring. And then they have a good back and forth match. They run the ropes. They do the typical thing, running the ropes and taking. Owen bumps him, and then Kurt bumps him back, and they do a little bit of technical holds, and they do technical holds, slamming each other down and stuff like that. And the match is just going back and forth, Sometimes Owen gets the best of Kurt, and when Owen gets the best of Kurt, Kurt kind of just puts his hand like he's on his knees, and he puts his hands on his hips, and he's smiling, he shakes his head, and he points his finger at Owen. He's like, you got me. Then he gets back up, and he's like, come on, let's go. Like Kurt's just real happy that he's in the ring wrestling. And then all of a sudden, they go to run the ropes, and Kurt slides underneath him, and Owen kind of does a leapfrog, and Kurt just stands right back up and catches Owen, and rolls him up and grabs his tights. and weights him down to where he can't move. And 1, 2, 3, in a bout what had superb wrestling, 83. I thought I was going to do better than that. In a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat, Kurt Angle defeats Owen Hart. It's supposed to be with a handful of tights with a fast roll up. Segment got an 83. Kurt Angle with an 85. Not bad. Not bad. And Owen with a 93. The USA versus Canada storyline lost heat. And Kurt Angle benefited from having a ground well support. And after the match, wow, this one did not do as good as I thought it did either. I think I gave Kurt Angle the microphone. I think that's why it tanked, because the first one I gave Owen the mic, and I think this one I gave Kurt Angle the microphone. Yeah, I think I did. And Owen's like in the middle of the ring, like he's just like, what the hell happened? He's arguing with the ref, and he's like, no, that's two, and he's arguing with the ref, and he's like, he had my tights. And Kurt Angle rolls out of the ring, he's celebrating. The crowd's just like, oh, okay, like you kind of cheated, but yay, And Kurt Angle's happy, and he just runs up to a fan, and he hugs a fan, and like this lady has a baby, and he kisses the baby. He's like, wow, little baby, yeah, I won, I'm Kurt Angle, and he's like real happy, and he's real cheery, and he's just celebrating like he won a gold medal at the Olympics, like he's just celebrating like he's just won the biggest freaking match of his career. Somebody got a 79. That sucks, especially since the other one got a 98. But I think I gave Kurt Angle the microphone on this one to see how good he was at talking on the mic. But for weeks, I've been giving him the microphone leading up to his debut. But that's a different story. I think it's because he didn't follow the script good. I don't know. But segment got a 79. We move on to, I believe, our main event. I believe it's our main event. And it is an exceptional match of 94. In an exceptional match, The Rock defeats Chris Jericho by pinfall with a rock bottom. The Rock beats Jericho clean, 1, 2, 3, in the middle of the ring. But the whole time Jericho is wrestling, Jericho's kind of selling his injury, selling his ribs from the attack of Paul White, and all that stuff. And The Rock just catches him, boom, and rock bottom, 1, 2, 3. Segment got a 94. We move on to our closing segment of the night, and it is, no, there's one more after this. This segment got 100, and The Rock celebrates in the ring as Jericho, he's holding his ribs, and he's like, oh, I'm hurt, like after The Rock gets on the turnbuckle, he's celebrating his big win, and Jericho's selling his injury, he's like, oh man, my ribs, and I'm hurt, and all that stuff. And then as Jericho walks up, he kind of just like falls on the ramp, and like medical staff run, and the referee and The Rock kind of looks, and The Rock gets out of the ring, and he's looking at Jericho, and Jericho's just laying there on the ramp, and Jericho just passes out. Don't know what happened. He just, after the match, he got out of the ring holding his ribs, and he looked like he was hurt real bad, and then he just passed out on the ramp. The Rock. As The Rock was walking up the ramp, he kind of looked down at Jericho, and medical staff's looking at Jericho, so maybe that attack, and after the attack, he had to do a ladder match. He put himself back into the ladder match, and then the next night he had to fight The Rock, so maybe all that just built up on Jericho or something, and his fatigue's a little bit too high, maybe, and he passed out, maybe from pain, I don't know. Seven got 100. Where maybe we can get some words on what happened and what's going on. We move on to the final segment of the night. This is a segment that I thought was going to happen, and it is 100. And we have Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler thanking everybody for watching the show, and all of a sudden they get a news update, and they're like, on Shotgun Saturday Night, Shane McMahon will address what happened with Stone Cold Steve Austin here tonight. Not only did Stone Cold Steve Austin attack Bret the Hitman Hart, Owen Hart, and Paul White, but he attacked Shane McMahon. After everything that Shane McMahon did for Steve Austin, he attacked Shane McMahon also. Shane McMahon says that Stone Cold is in a lot of trouble, and there will be hell to pay come Shotgun Saturday Night. Tune in to Shotgun Saturday Night and find out what's going to happen with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Shane McMahon said he has big news, and Stone Cold Steve Austin will have hell to pay. He's going to have hell to pay. We're going to finish the show. 95, not bad. Increased our popularity in 37 regions. Would gain popularity in Canada, but the growth restricted it. We're going to go ahead and finish the show. Yeah, Tiffany is a Mexican luchadora who works exclusively in Mexico. She's a small worker who is classified as luchador style. In the past, she worked for AAA. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what Nitro did before we head on out here. Let's see what we're running against. Kevin Nash was the star of the show in front of 14,000 fans, and I believe we were in about a little more than 2,000 fans. A little more, close to 3,000 fans difference, I believe. Let's do the math. Yeah, about 2,000 more fans we drew in. Let's see what the rating was at 81. The main event, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall defeated Harlem Heat to retain the WCW championships. I would watch that match. Yeah, I would watch that match for sure. Ric Flair and Diamond Dallas Page defeated the Blue Bloods. Chris Benoit defeat Vincent by DQ. Yeah, yawn. Jim Duggan and George Valentine DQ. I guess they got Vince Russo working over there. Randy Savage defeats Ace Darling. Lex Luger defeats Joey Maggs. Interview, backstage segment. New World Order, William Raw Street, and Vicious and Delicious defeat Alex Wright and the Nasty Boys in the table match. Ric Flair and Hollywood Hogan in a backstage brawl. And an interview with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. And all that. I wonder what's going on with WCW. Yeah, alright. That seemed like a good show. I believe we got better ratings. 55. Nice, not bad, not bad. Alright, well, that has been... Oh. Hugh Morris. Alright. But that has been this episode of Total Extreme Wrestling 2020, WWF 1997, with Monday Night Raw. I have some things going on here. Hopefully nobody failed their drug test, some decisions, and some mail. Hopefully nobody failed their drug test, because I am sick and freaking tired of sending people to rehab in the save. Let's go ahead and save it. And like always, guys, please, if you are not subscribed to the channel and you like this stuff, subscribe to the channel. I put out videos as soon as I can, as quick as I can, and as soon as I can. Give the video a like if you like what's going on here. Yeah, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. You know, if you like what's going on, continue to watch. I love when people comment back and let me know if they're liking it or hating it. It gives me motivation to keep doing it. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know what else to say here. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for liking the video if y'all do like the video. Thank y'all for watching. It means the world to me that people watch the thing. This has been Dylan the Villain. Like I always say, guys, if you can't play with each other, then please play with yourself. Later, guys.